Alright guys and girls, here we are, Odin guide, AGGRO Odin. For the best of my ability, I will try and give you a rundown of the basics of how to make, I guess, an AGGRO Odin deck. It's not the cheapest, but it's more or less the most effective. It's centered around really just controlling the board and winning as fast as capable, as a bit, well, yeah, capable? No, not capable. As fast as you can, really. You just swarming the board. The Runestone of Ire is an incredibly good card. Incredibly. It single-handedly will win games. And generally, Ansus is going to give you a silence, a deal 2 damage, or a give creature 1/1. So it gives you that versatility. If you need to silence something, Crippling Curse puts something down to 1 HP, your Odin ability is just going to kill whatever unit that is. Hasten Fatalis will combine with Loki, and then if you have Runestone, it's 12 damage straight to the face, which is half the opponent's HP. So obviously, that's a game-winning combo right there. I've won using that combo in tournaments. It's filth, more or less. Rataska, 2/3 for 2, just value card. Rontis, there's a fair few gods. He's gonna get both. He's a 3/3 anyway, which is good. Elder Harpy, one of. Draws a card. Short and sweet, really. Does what it needs to do. Gift of Moonin. It's a good card. If you play it, realistically, you aren't just gonna get it just because you've got it. Like, you aren't going to play it straight away. It only does it to a unit. It's not going to hit their core. But it's card draw. And if you're playing, like, against a control deck, you're not going to have more than 2 cards in your hand come turn 5. So you could potentially draw up to 6, maybe 7 with this. So it's like, I don't know. You're going to draw to another card, but that's 6-7 damage you could possibly draw. It's an incredible card. As I said, you could have Hasten Fatalis, this card, and then Loki. Again, that's a game winner right there. Skadi, you don't need Chaldea in your deck. For those wondering, it adds it to your hand regardless. You don't need to run Chaldea. So she's just a value. Realistically, it's 4 mana for 5-6 in stats, which is just crazy. Over 2 units too. Soul, you hit the core near units around them, she hits every one of them. Crazy good card. Generally, people are scared, so they're silencer, wasting silencers, then you rinse on the Fire Sticks, which is always good. Gladiator, free hero ability, 3/1 damage. Good card. Stick it behind your core, and it's free. They're not going to want to deal with it, because it's a 4/4 for 4, but it's that value leader ability. Thor, like 2/4 for 4, not great, but again, charge, gains +1 for each adjacent enemy unit. It can get up, he can get some decent attack. He can. He's got 4 HP, so he's a lot harder to deal with than some minions. Loki I've covered, can teleport up to 3 tiles away from when attacking, so 9 times out of 10 if there's a space he's attacking the enemy core. You don't really want to trade with minions with Loki. He literally is designed for one purpose, and that's to slam their core as hard as possible. And then Freya is to really just help with minions. If they've got some minions trying to block, banishes them, helps you. The likes of Kukulkan in a Mayan deck, just banish it, saves you the arsake of 2 damage whenever a zombie dies, so which is good. And she's just a good card. Means 3/3 for 6, not great, but you can hit up to 4 units with that damage. It's a bulk there. It's pretty good. On to some games, and I will, to the best of my ability, show you how the deck works. See you there. Alright guys, welcome back. This is game 1 of probably 2 of AGGRO Odin against a Zeus. Generally, in your opening hand, you're not going to want a 6-drop Freya. Souls give or take, depending on what you want to do. And Harpy, it's debatable whether you keep her, but against a Greek deck, I'm probably going to keep her just because of the card draw. It's valuable. It's a commodity that is worth keeping. And it paid off. We have Runestone of Ire, open in hand. It paid off. It's an incredible. So, first card, short and sweet. Play your hero ability, hit them in the face for 1. Looks like we're playing against a slow deck. He now has 2 of my cards. I mean, that could be bad or good. So we play Runestone, obviously give everything charge. Soul's got charge now, Loki's he's there already. And you want, if you can, always try and force your minions behind the enemy core. It makes it harder for them to deal with them because they want to push forward. That's the name of the game, is you want to push forward to hit the enemy core. If you're putting your minions behind their core, they have to backtrack. Therefore, they can't just place minions. Got to wait my turn. They can't just place minions in front of their core to stop you from attacking. They have to put them behind just to deal with that minion. And it can snowball incredibly quickly. Like, example of, I now have Soul. We want Soul to be here in the front. I'll hit their core, the AoE. There you go. That card could have been a pain, because Clay Soldier, when it dies, it deals 1 damage or 5 damage split randomly to all adjacent enemy minions. That obviously is an incredible card to deal with aggro. Like, so now we've got the situation of, do we play Loki, set up the 12 damage turn, or do we just safe clear the Harpy? And arguments for and against, realistically. I will clear 9 times out of 10 if given the opportunity. You want to keep board clear. That is your number one, is you want to keep board control. Board control is your win condition. You need... The moment you start getting swarmed by Zeus gods, Mayan zombies, or the likes of that, you lose, because you can. It is virtually impossible for you to gain board control when you've lost it. I guess I'm lucky in the regards that this guy's deck is tailored to maybe the mid to late game. We obviously are not tailored to the mid to late game. We want to just win as fast as possible. I'll play the Harpy here. We have the combo. Next turn we can win. So the Harpy will be played. We have charge. We hit them from the face. We could play Brontus if we really wanted to. So we might as well. So now next turn we have the victory. If he somehow gains life, obviously it turns a different way. I was expecting an Athena. It's unavoidable, I guess. Just 6-drop Athena, it's bound to happen. But now, as you can see, the true and utter devastation that is Loki with facing Fatalis. He just wins the game. And that's the simplicity of Odin aggro. You don't want to be fancy. You're not there to make these massive game-breaking plays. You're there to just do the job. Play cards in abundance and just decimate the board. I'll play one more game. I'll see you there, and hopefully it's the same outcome. Welcome back, guys. Game 2 of 2. If you've enjoyed the guide so far, leave a like, maybe a comment, and maybe a sub if you enjoyed it. So now we have 2 ideals. Hasten Fatalis in your opening hand, it's not ideal. You don't need it. It's not like we got another one back because of, I guess, Mulligan. We have a good hand. And we start with Mana Potion, so we can turn 1, Runestone of Ire. There's no reason to play Ratatasker. Realistically, it's you get the Runestone down, then they are forced to deal with threats before they even played. Nox can be a problem. She can be, but in the same breath, it's negligible if she's going to do so. I'm hoping that this game is more competitive than the last one. The deck, the deck just does what it wants to do. It's you don't want to play from behind. That is, you want to avoid that at all costs. You do not want to play from behind. You play from behind, you can be. It can be painful to play from behind in this deck. This is one of those fortunate circumstances. I guess it could be unfortunate. He may just buff Apollo to kill Soul, but there's the thing of, I have AoE. If he chooses to buff Apollo to attack Soul, unless he has one extra damage, Apollo dies and Soul doesn't. That unavoidable. He can't. He just deicide. Now, we can roll the dice and hope that Rathaska's ability hits Apollo. So we're playing the RNG engage 50-50. It could happen, it can't, and it doesn't. But we do have deal 2 damage to an enemy. Ball control instantly. A threat that could pose an incredible problem in Apollo is no longer a thing that we need to worry about. We got lucky. We topped that crippling curse. We could play the RNG game, but in the same breath, we can just do this. Yes, it's using a resource that isn't ideal in most circumstances. Again, moves your minions behind, but we have 2 chances to hit the RNG. First time is golden. You just want to stack the board pressure. A lot of times in aggro, people make the mistake of thinking that cards are more valuable and they need to be kept. Like, it's a wonderful way of thinking. I admit it. It is applaudable. We use Freya here because we just want to gain board pressure. Next turn we've got the win, more or less. So we want no reason for creatures to be killed on our turn. But as I was saying, it's all well and good wanting to be playing cards over and over and over again. It's wonderful. It is a wonderful thing. However, you need to deal with threats. Like, we're in a position now where threats need to be dealt with, but sometimes you have to wonder, is the longevity of the game in our favor? Do we roll the dice and hope that he doesn't play a Blade Master, or do we control the board, slow it down, and just deal with the threats that are in our faces right now? Which, in my opinion, we deal with. It's not so much you're stemming your own ability to win the game. You're just stemming the ability for them to win the game. So we are in fact going to deal with Blade Master. We could roll the dice, but it's a risk that's not worth taking. We know that, as it stands, Athena can't kill Thor, so we do the 2 damage. And then comes that age-old adage of aggro. You're living off top decks at this point. It's a very common thing. It's just what happens. We get Skadi. It's a big deal that we've drew Skadi. Don't play Skadi here. You need Kaldir to be able to attack. And we are just gonna go face at this point. We know we've got Loki in hand. It's not so much like we can guarantee the win. We know Loki does 6. If he does, he needs to clear the board. It's vital for him to clear the board. And if he leaves one space open, Loki's going to hit him. So we put him on the back foot, the defensive, because we know we've got Runestone down. He has to silence or get rid of Runestone, otherwise we will consistently be throwing damage at him. So now he has a decision to make. Does he roll the dice and hope that we don't have a creature? We know we have Loki. Or does he clear the board? But either way, it plays into our favour. So he's trying to know what it looks like. He's going to be putting minions around to stop the minions from attacking straight in the front. Again, the benefit of Loki using it as your win condition. Try not to play Loki before you know you can win. A lot of times you need him to win. Like games like this. This game is a prime example of playing the right card at the right time. He's done his best. It's applaudable. It's just unfortunate that for him that we have Loki in our hand. See, that's a misplay. Because he moved one of his defenders, giving us a prime chance to attack. You should if you're playing against this deck, I recommend that you cover the front two lines with minions. It makes it so hard for an aggro deck to push through. They beat themselves more or less. You can't. If you're constantly trading with an aggro deck, there's a reasonable limit. But if you're constantly doing it, you're not going to win a game. You're just stalling out their victory. So you need to constantly be putting threats on the board, and if that means sacrificing a card which you don't really want to sacrifice, then you have to do so. You just know your end game is to put as much damage and as much pressure on decks, and that's pretty much it. Really, the deck plays itself. It's not a hard deck to play by any stretch. It's a deck that I'd recommend most players try and build to get themselves into the game. And there are a few cards you could change. If you don't want to be running, I don't know, Brontus, I guess you could play. There's a few other cards. You could like Discover Norse Guard against +2/+0. The amount of times I've drawn Loki off this, if you don't think Brontus is going to be viable for you. If you can't get Loki or Freya, play 2 Hell. She's cheap, more or less. You get charge on her and she puts +2/+2 on your creatures. She's not a terrible card to replace her with. Again, this Siege is great for those budget aggro decks. There are things you can change, but I'd recommend that this is the one you end up with. It does its job. And this isn't bad. There are a few cards. Scion of Doom's not terrible. Thracian's not terrible. I'll leave that decision up to you, depending on what you want out of it. And that's pretty much the guide. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was illegible. I hope it was clear and I conveyed how to do so. Play the deck. If you liked it, please, if you got this far, please comment saying you did. Subscribe, like. It helps me out a lot and I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day and keep on winning.